All right, we're back into lockdown work, and we figured out what job we're going to do, but we've managed to swindle one of my workers to come down because he's close enough distance to be legit. And I introduce to you Corey. How you going, boy? This is his first time for Corey to be on camera, so he's very shy about it. But Corey goes way back in the drift scenes. Well, sort of. His old mate Justin Gruner's pit bitch. Now he's my bitch.
Oh, that's just rude.
We've already got him working hard, starting the turbo conversion on the 34. But yeah, tell us what happened. You were up in New South for a bit.
Yeah, I was living up in New South Wales, and then the Reet Suri happened, and showed what I'm made of, and Jason wanted me.
I've always wanted you, son. No, we saw Corey. We had a few volunteers back out, and we saw Corey's name come up. He purchased some tickets to a spectate at Reet Suri, the last one, and we're like, God damn, good timing. Just gave him a buzz and like, oh, can you give us a hand? And sure enough, he could come down and give us a chop out. Spent the weekend with us and did a rad job. And I was like, we got talking, and he said that he needed, he's thinking about coming back down, moving down to Vic. And yeah, on the way home, speaking to the boss lady, and and we're like, should we ask if he wants to come work down at the Reet shop? And gave him a buzz, and sure enough, made it work. A few weeks later, month or so later, and here you are, Sonny.
That's it, mate.
Back down in Vic, living around the corner of the Kang factory, and get some mad shit done. So, you're Gary Martin's right hand man.
Yeah.
So yeah, should be good.
Sweet.
Let's get into it, Sonny. Right. Oh, I farted. I'll drive this up. Quick rundown on what the plan is for this. I've got a spare Manny. I think that's off the 32. Yeah, that must be off the 32 because the 32 got the old 33's X-Gate Manny, and that's the 33's old Hypergear G3 High Flow. So she's still good nick. So gonna use that and that. So if you don't know, these are RB25 DE Neo. So they're high comp, but they're strong as bottom ends, but you just can't run as much boost. We've got a big fuel pump in already. We're gonna go E85. Should be able to hit like at least 18 PSI and make, I don't know, solid 250, 260 kilowatt, maybe, but whatever it makes, it'll be crazy responsive. We're thinking for this one, normally we do on the stock Manny, the X-Gate, like a twin port, because it's got a stock divider. See if I can see it. Stock divider in there. But this time around, I want to just go straight off the rear housing. I need to pick up this, the X-Gate, but just going to go something like that. So Corey's pulling off all the exhausts, and we'll dummy it up and see where we can fit the X-Gate. We'll just come straight off the rear housing and just point it straight down to the ground to the side there. And that's that. I've got to go pick up a cooler. Got to grab the front bar that I got from Osaka, chuck that on, fit all that up. And we're going to do some funky piping. I'll show you when it's back down. But I'm going to do some pretty funky piping. I think it's going to have to come through the headlight, behind the headlight here, all the way behind and around to this side, just because of the way the inlets are set up. I do actually have a forward-facing one here somewhere. Yeah, I got a forward-facing to suit DE Neo, but Dr. Drift absolutely hates them, and he won't even tune the car if I put that on. He said they're motor killers, so I trust what he says, and we'll just run the stock stuff and make it work. just been down in the shops to pick up some parts. And before I go inside, I just want to show you my little plant that I'm growing on the Wags in the side skirt here. Since I parked her up, she was just a small boy, sort of out here somewhere, and now look at her. She's growing strong, son. She's my pride and joy. I water her every day. Not really, but she's coming along. She's coming along nicely. It'll be funny to see how much she goes a bit longer before we start this build, or whether or not we chuck a turbski on her just for shits and gigs. I want to do I just want to see how long I can make a dose go for. Maybe chuck like a Hypergear high flow on it, just some ghetto ass manifold. Just do a biggest front mount I can find for cheap on Marketplace. Even just do some PVC intercooler piping, just as long as possible. See if I can get it to dose for days. What a nugget! Oh, she'll get the attention. She'll get the attention soon enough. Same with the Merc. Once we get out of this lockdown, we can take it to some meets and stuff. I want to put the Vienna Crees that I've got on it and get them sitting wide, more camber on the front. And then the goddamn Ranger, it's got skinny boy wheels on it, the clear defects. And yeah, mixed feelings on this one. I've got all the turbo kit for it, but it looks like there may be something else on the cards now instead of doing this, but still need to get this engineered for the LS1. And then yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, let's get back to this 34. So Corey's got top half of the inlet off. It's drained coolant. It's got all the exhaust off. Bonus is they got all new studs, so it wasn't too hard to get all that off. I have LS core packs. Where are they? LS core packs to go in, so similar to the 33, because I think the stock ones don't like the boosts too much, or not the amount of boost that this will run, so I may as well do it all now. What else? That's all good. We're trying to figure out, I picked up a new gasket, got air temp sensor, got a water temp gauge, so Kangang water temp gauge, because it's essential. I want to get out of there. So I got all that kit good to go on. Airflow meter gets deleted because we're going to go Adaptronic. This is the stock double intake top half thing. We're trying to figure out how to use it, because it's got this butterfly boy in there, and Dr. Drift reckons that they used to lose power with these no matter what when it's boosted. So we're trying to figure out what to do. And I had this old manifold, which we're now going to use, which Corey started chopping up. So it was made into a forward facing, but it's basically DE Neo runners, and it's got a RB25 DET like chamber or whatever you want to call it, with the standard I can't remember what you call it, like idle control valvey boy. So all he's done is so originally it was just chopped and welded. Dr. Drift hates these top half forward facing, so that's what it was, pretty much like that. Because what happens, you end up killing the motor because forces heaps more air to the back cylinders and they lean out, cooks the motors. So have to keep old mate Dr. Draft happy. So chop this off. We're going to clean that up and just blanket. Have you got that piece from here? Oh, it won't work.
No, it won't be big enough.
Little boyo.
Oh,
pretty close. Just a bit of gap to fill if we did use that. But we could just cut something else out of flat sheet if we've got anything. And pretty much just seal her up. And then this, I think you welded that on, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you've extended it a bit already. But yeah, just hole sawed that out. And it'll go something like that. So basically back to factory of somewhat. and it'll flow like it should. Make the powers and torques and responses, and then we'll just run all the piping. Actually, what have we got? My factory, my crossover bit from my 33. It's got the BOV delete, and it's already got the thread ready to go for the air temp sensor. That's that one there, and it's got the little hosey bit for the idle. So we'll just bang that on. We're going to go 2.5-inch stainless piping, so straight off the turbo, and I think we're going to go through here, run under there, hook around, and I picked up the front mount too, which is right here. So I've just got this cheapy boy. I'm not actually sure if that's, but I'm pretty sure it's bar and plate. The tubing fin's different. I haven't seen one like this. It's got like some weird V design going on, but it'll do the job for what we're doing. Response and power, and cool down the air nicely. So I have a fair bit of piping running through, and it's just probably gonna like turn around back under here, and then the other half just through the standard holes there, straight to the turbski. For oil lines, that's what I did. I got a braided line. On these motors, they don't have oil feed or oil drain, so you can use, the good thing about those, you can still use this oil drain in the block, because that's for the VCT. These have like an inbuilt internal VCT, I think. Yeah, so it's still got the VCT plug there. Normal RB25s, the VCT comes out of this thing and drains into that one, so we can pretty much use that for the turbo drain. And for the oil feed, you have to go off the oil sender, which is somewhere under there. Can't see it right now. But oil sender's back there, and I've got the, where's all the fittings that I got? Oh, right here. There's shit everywhere. It's the instant turbo conversion, 1 week conversion. We'll smash her out. Yeah, so I got all the fittings. So it's a T-piece. That's the oil pressure sender. So you're basically just stealing oil from that T-piece there. Yeah, and there's the fitting. Just the braid line, come all the way around and go straight to the top of the turbski with that one. And that's it. So we can pretty much smash it all back together. That's right, injectors, old 33 injectors here with adapter plugs, everything ready to go, and that'll go straight in the standard rail, because they've already got full length. I can't remember what they're called, but just normal injectors, so we can put them in there. They're not side feeds or anything weird like that. But yeah, easy swap, straight in there, ready for E85, ready to make some powers after Dr. Draft. I ordered some tyres for the wheels that I want to put on it, so I'm not sure if it'll look any good, but I'm sure it'll look right. Need to do camber arms or extend the LCAs a bit more, front and rear, and then I'm thinking about chucking some max speeds in there because it's only for drift school. It'll do the job, because I sort of like how that that handles, so I'm sure this will do the job on them better than these things that are like C's bouncy and cooked. I reckon. Pretty much all done. It's pretty much your first time doing alloy, yeah?
First time in probably
in ages.
4 years.
Yeah, and you're already better than Gary Martin. Oh, poor Gary Martin sitting at home playing Xbox while you're stealing all his welding work. It's not the prettiest, but it'll work much better. Dr. Draft will be happy with that. And I just need to seal that one up, clean all the shit out of it, and we can bolt her up. Alright, little updates on this. Corey's just finished welding up the new plenum. So she's looking nice and neat. Could probably go over the whole thing, Scotch Brite her up, and we could even give it a tiny polish with that that stuff I just used. See if it shines it up a tiny bit, even just a bit of darkness, it'll make it look heaps nicer.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon we can chop that little knob off there, and then we can bolt her on. Oh no, we've got to do the injectors. I chuck some injectors in first, but that's pretty much it. A bit of progress for today, and we can start doing cooler pipe, the front bar, wheels, all the other things. in the next couple of days.
Gonna make a mount for the throttle cable too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we got to do the So it's R33 throttle. So hoping that the plugs all work, and then do some sort of maybe we'll cut one off under the manifold.
Bracket somewhere back here or even off there.
Yeah, for sure.
Just for the adjuster.
And we'll make her work. Woo! Just in the Pink 32. Just figured out what's wrong. I recalibrated the TPS. I didn't seem to do anything, and then I just quickly checked the intake map sensor, and it was reading something. And the map sensor is actually currently plugged in, so I don't know if it was just freaking out, but I just changed it to saying that it's got no map sensor. It's still cold, but now she's working all mint. Laughing. So I've still got to get that the current map sensor all wired in, and then we can get this all going again, and it should run better again. But that's one problem solved. So right now I'm just cutting up a dose pipe for the 32. I'm not happy with the dose on it. It runs like 22 psi, I think, or something like that. So she should dose its head off. I think on the 20 it'll scream. But, what was on it was a little bit too big, I think. What was on it? I think, no, not that one. This one here was on it. It was, I think, 3.5 inch. So it might be a bit too big for the turbo. Maybe too long too. So I've gone a bit shorter and smaller diameter. So this is a 3 inch. But have a look at this. See how thick she is? Damn, boy, she's thick. That's where you get mad dose from. So thicker and harder steels. For low boost, thin alloy works really good, but when you're running high boost, either thick alloy or thick steel or stainless or thicker stainless, just, I don't know, for some reason reverberates way more. So keen to see what this sounds like. She's like 6 mil thick. Before I chuck it on, I've just cut it to length I think is good, and just scotch-brighted it back a bit because it's dirty as this pipe. And I've got this stuff here. So I don't know if you call it brasso, whatever it is. Metal polish stuff. So you get this stuff from Bunnings, or I think you can even get it from like Coles and stuff. But yeah, old mate Lee told me about this stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, because I used to have this metal polish stuff here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but here it is up here. Yeah, I got this metal polish stuff up here. I normally use it's like a compound of some sort, and that normally works pretty good. Yeah, that stuff normally works pretty good, but this stuff is like a liquid, and it smells so nasty. Well, it doesn't smell nasty. It's just so strong. It smells so toxic and potent. So you know it must be good. But it's like a liquid. I don't know if you can see it. Get some sun in there. Yeah, it's like a liquid. You can sort of see it in the lid there. Yeah, it basically smells like paint stripper, but the stuff's hectic. So I'll show you how it works. You just pretty much, the longer you rub that in, the shinier it gets. So I'll chuck her on a time lapse and see how shiny we can get it. So I ended up going even harder at it. Not sure if you can tell the difference. We'll see when I look back at the video. But I'll put the proper polish on it. Rub that in too. I think it's gone even darker and shinier again. Pretty good. Alright, all on. Fits in there pretty tight underneath all that. Let's start her up. You might not like starting. Doesn't have the best cold stuff. So it sounds alright. The car's still cold, so can't really rev it too much. It sounds like it's got a real deep though, so the thick pipe and probably the length of it is making it that deepness. So I could go a bit shorter. That normally makes it a bit more high pitch, but I want to hear it on full boost because that's probably only hitting like 3-5 psi or something. Literally nothing. These motors especially, they need to have what do you call it?
Temperature.
No.
No?
A bit of
Load. A bit of load.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, these motors, they need a bit of load to get them up on boost. So yeah, that on 20 psi I reckon will scream. So we'll have to wait till we get her on track or do some sort of road test. Do a little driveway test here. Driveway skid. It's about time this car did a skid. That too. They both need to do a skid. So maybe we'll do a little skid day. What do you reckon? If we get 100 likes on this video, I reckon we'll do it next week. So get them likes going, son. I think we normally hit about 50 likes. I reckon we can push it to 100 this time. That's it.